guys, Jeff in AZ81 here, and this is your Week 3 NFL review. I got some right and I got some wrong, and we're going to talk about each one of them. The Jets looked fantastic on Thursday night. The Patriots defense was not as good as they had been the first 2 weeks, and Aaron Rodgers looked really good. Breece Hall was incredible. The Jets put that one away. Probably the biggest surprise, I would say, is, the Giants looked really, really good against the Browns. Their defense played well. Daniel Jones played really well. And their new wide receiver neighbors, won't you be my neighbors, looked absolutely fantastic. The Giants are very interesting now because they beat a very good defensive team in the Browns. Colts beat the Bears. Caleb Williams has to simply put it together. I know he's a rookie quarterback, got kind of rushed in there. They have to figure something out with him. I'm not saying the Colts looked really good. Anthony Richardson made some really good throws and some really bad throws. Another surprise is the Vikings just beating the tar out of the Texans, and Sam Darnold looks like an MVP through the first 3 weeks of the season. The 3-0 Minnesota Vikings, nobody called that. If any of your friends say, oh, I said that the Vikings would be 3-0, they're either delusional Vikings fans or liars. So, yeah. The Eagles beat the Saints in a very, very close one. The Saints offense didn't look as explosive. Their defense played very well, and the Eagles had to come back late. The Eagles are not fixed by any means because of this win, but a win is a win in the NFL. Speaking of wins, my Chargers decided to crap the bed and get everyone hurt against the Steelers. Joe Alt looked good, and all the Steelers fans are going to say, oh, yeah, but they chipped they chipped TJ Watt all game long. Every team does that. Joe Alt is a rookie. Of course they're going to help him. Stop it, Steelers fans. You won. Good. For the first time this season, Justin Fields looked really good. Good. Stop being morons. I swear, Steelers fans are insufferable sometimes. Chargers lost, and everyone is hurt, and we play the Chiefs next week, and the league suspended Derwin James. So the fix is in. Get over it. The Broncos won, and all of a sudden, Bo Nix could figure out how to play quarterback for the first time in 25 years of college ball and now in the NFL. I don't know what the Buccaneers were doing, but you lost to the Broncos. That's a bad loss. Stop doing that. The Packers beat the Titans. Will Levis did not look good again. Somehow the Packers are winning without Jordan Love, which is really good for them because Malik Willis, serviceable backup. So if Jordan Love goes down again, or if something happens a few years from now, they have a serviceable backup. The Panthers get a win. Bryce Young was the problem. He was. Because all of a sudden, Andy Dalton comes in with the same cast of characters and puts up points. Now, it was against the Raiders, who aren't good. And now suddenly Antonio Pierce is saying people are being unprofessional. That's unprofessional to say that to the media and not addressing it with your own team, I would argue. He's also saying there could be a quarterback change. It's not going to matter. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Donnell are the same guy. Right? They're literally the same. Just one's a little bit older and has actual experience in the NFL. The Raiders, not a good football team. The Seahawks did what they were supposed to do. They beat up on a Tua-less Dolphins team. And the Dolphins without Tua can't go. They have to figure something out. If they're calling the Steelers to see the availability of Russell Wilson, something. But the Dolphins have to figure it out. The Seahawks look really, really good. The Cardinals crapped the bed, and the Lions won a football game. That's really all you can say about that. The Cardinals couldn't really get it going. Murray made some suspect passes in some bad spots, and the Lions got back on track. They did what they were supposed to do. The Ravens got their first win of the season, and they almost gave it away to the Cowboys. The Cowboys did not look good. They had to come back late, and it was too little, too late. The Cowboys are in shambles right now, the absolute shambles. And the Ravens didn't fix everything with this win. They almost gave it away. So, but hey, a win's a win. They got one on the board. They move on. The Rams come back and beat the 49ers. How did the 49ers let this happen? Purdy had a really good game. This was not on Brock Purdy at all. Brandon Ayuk dropped a couple passes. That's not on Purdy. It goes on Purdy's stats, right? It shows up as a drop on Ayuk stats. But man, they gave that one away with all the injuries, and they're still in it. Their quarterback's playing well. And they gave one away. And good for the Rams. Good for the Rams, because they have injuries too, right? They came back and won that football game. That was a gutsy win by the Rams. Of course, the Chiefs win again. Tired of their crap. They won, but it wasn't in convincing fashion at all. But it doesn't matter. The only stat that matters in the NFL is wins. Yes, you look at trends, what you think's going to happen, how certain players are going to play in certain scenarios and things like that. All that analytics, yeah, sure, it matters. But in the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many you win by, right? Just as long as you win. The Bills on Monday night, I'm recording this on Tuesday. I'll release it on Tuesday. The Bills look like the best team in football. Now, they played the Jaguars, who looked like the worst team in football, but Josh Allen is that guy. Josh Allen is that guy. He looked really good. He spread the ball around. They ran the ball well. He didn't have to run too much. I think he did have 44 yards rushing. He did get a touchdown, which I know killed a lot of people's parlays, including mine. but man, he looked really good, and so did the Bills as a unit. Looked absolutely fantastic. Trevor Lawrence is looking more and more like a bust every single week this season. So we'll see if they can turn it around. They might need a coaching change. Doug Peterson might have to go. Jaden Daniels last night during Monday Night Football showed up to the NFL. He arrived. He looked the part, and he beat a Bengals team that looked highly motivated and looked like they wanted to win. And the Bengals are in trouble. They are in trouble, right? They got to right the ship somehow, some way. They have to go on a long winning streak, which is hard to do in this league. It's simply hard to do in the NFL. But the Commanders looked very good. They ran the ball well. I believe that Eckler will be on concussion protocol. They haven't released any injury reports yet, but he was ruled out in the third quarter of that game. And he looked great. I'm a Chargers fan. I will always have love for Austin Eckler, but he looked great, not just running the ball, because he always looks good doing that, kickoff returns. And with the new style of kickoff, if you get a guy like that back there that could break it, put you in good field position, potentially bust one out for a touchdown, it simply puts you in a good position. So the Commanders look very good. Very, very good. So that's our wrap-up of Week 3. Also, real quick, does anyone like the 2 Monday Night Football games that overlap with each other? Because I don't. At all. But I'm curious to your guys' thoughts on that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Let me know how your team did in the comments. And also remember our charity with Stack Up. The charity goes until December 31st. It's for the rest of the year. Remember, Stack Up supports veterans through video games. And as you guys know, I'm a video game content creator as well, and a gamer and a streamer. So that's something near and dear to my heart because I'm also a disabled veteran. I will leave the link for that down in the bio. I hope you guys had a great week. We will come out with the Week 4 predictions on Wednesday. Thanks, everyone.